Spokane is not known for its walkability. Sidewalks are sparse, we're pretty spread out, and we've got freeways and highways that cut through the whole area. Not to mention the inclement weather that we've got here too. But if walkability is a primary concern of yours, then there are neighborhoods and locations that you should consider if you're looking at buying a house here. My name is Phil Wells, I'm a Spokane and Coeur d'Alene real estate agent. If you want to talk to me privately about something, my details will be in the description to this video. There will be more extensive neighborhood tours and breakdowns of the particular areas on my website and on this channel, so we're not going to go too deep into the pros and cons of each neighborhood in this video. So what is walkability? You may have seen walkability scores on various different property websites. Walkscore.com are the folks that actually produce this data. They define a walkable area as an area where you can accomplish errands on foot. Points are awarded for errands that can be accomplished in less than 5 minutes, and points are deducted for tasks that take closer to 30 minutes. Firstly, here are the walking scores for Spokane, Spokane Valley, and Liberty Lake overall. As I mentioned at the start of the video, we are a largely car-dependent area, so while you can find walkable pockets, 9 times out of 10 you will end up needing a car for some things some of the time if you live here. First off is by far the most walkable location in the whole Spokane area, that's downtown Spokane. You can live, work, go to the gym, go get your groceries, and do everything you need to do in downtown Spokane. This is one of the few places you can genuinely live and not need a car without feeling like you're at a disadvantage for not having one. In terms of green spaces, you'll have Riverfront Park as well as access to the Centennial Trail. Downsides though, you will be limited to housing that consists of apartments or condos. You will have higher crime there, and you will have to contend with the hordes of people that come to downtown Spokane for the various festivals, parades, and sporting events that we have throughout the year. Another downside too is that if you do have a car, you will find it difficult to park that car and keep it there for a long period of time unless your accommodation comes with allocated parking. Next up is right across the river, Kendall Yards and the south part of the West Central neighborhood. Kendall Yards is a relatively new area, but it was purpose-built to be a walkable area. People come from miles around to walk along the Centennial Trail and end up at Kendall Yards. For locals, you'll find a great selection of wine bars, coffee shops, as well as restaurants. There's a grocery store and a farmer's market inside the neighborhood too. And everything that you can't get done within the Kendall Yards area is only a short walk to downtown where you can accomplish everything there. Next on the list is a neighborhood that I have personal experience of living in, Emerson Garfield. This neighborhood has all the essentials like large grocery stores, places to eat, pharmacies, dentists, schools, and so on. But it also has a really cool destination area, Monroe Street. Monroe Street is full of vintage stores, bars, and restaurants. It's becoming a really cool place to be. This neighborhood is also walking distance to downtown. I used to walk there pretty frequently when I lived in this neighborhood. The walk is only about a mile, and on a good day it's a pretty pleasant walk. Next up is the Garland District. This is a really cool, trendy place to be. It's full of vintage stores, coffee shops, ice cream shops, bookshops, and things like that. There are some smaller grocery stores in Garland itself, but for the most part you will find yourself traveling to larger grocery stores outside the neighborhood for your weekly shop. The Garland District itself is growing and it's attracting investment as businesses decide to move into this trendy up-and-coming area. Next up is the city of Cheney. If you're looking for a walkable area but you don't want to be in the city itself, the sleepy town of Cheney might be for you. Located about 30 minutes to the southwest of the city of Spokane, you'll find everything you need all in one place. There are also a ton of walking trails around the Cheney area, so if you want to get out and explore the great outdoors, this could be a great place for you to live. The major downside to Cheney is that while it has a lot there, it is a small place and it doesn't have everything. So if you need to come into Spokane, for example, that's an hour round trip to factor in. Next up, we have Spokane's oldest neighborhood, Browns Addition. I actually lived there not too long ago, and my wife and I found it really easy to get around on foot there. There are multiple large grocery stores nearby. There's also a farmer's market in the neighborhood itself too. You also have some really good places to eat and drink just a stone's throw away. You also have the medical essentials, things like pharmacies and dentists there too. In the neighborhood you have the Museum of Arts and Culture, so if you're an artsy type then you'll like the rotating exhibits that go on there. That'll be a real perk for you. And of course you're only a short distance to downtown Spokane with all the conveniences and amenities that has to offer. Next up is Lincoln Heights. Straight off the bat, I want to say that while Lincoln Heights does have a high walkability score, it does have the downside that the majority of the amenities in this neighborhood are along 29th, which is a busy 4-lane street. If you can overlook that, then this is a really good neighborhood to get around on foot. This is another neighborhood that I've personally lived in, and if it wasn't for work, I wouldn't have had to go across town for really anything. I would have just lived my life within a half-mile bubble. Next up is the South Perry District. The South Perry District has an array of breweries, great places to eat. There's also a farmers market that's held here during the warmer months. Grant Park provides ample green spaces, and Grant Elementary is right in the heart of the neighborhood itself, making the morning school run a breeze. One major downside to living here is that there's no major grocery store. There is a convenience store in the local gas station where you can run and get eggs if you run out of eggs during baking something, for example. But you will be driving to get your weekly grocery shop if you live in this neighborhood. One thing to mention though is that the look and feel of this neighborhood makes for a pleasant walking experience. So while neighborhoods like downtown might be more walkable on paper, they do involve crossing wide, busy, often very dirty streets. Whereas in the South Perry District, traffic is slow to 20 miles an hour, things are very clean, and they've got nice shaded sidewalks to walk on, which makes for a nicer experience. Next up, we have some honourable mentions. Millwood, the University District and Logan, Spokane Valley around Sprague, Manitou, Rockwood, Comstock, around the intersection of Grand and 29th, and the Audubon neighborhood. Last on the list is a future walkable neighborhood that people are dubbing Kendall Yards 2.0. Now, I haven't mentioned the Liberty Lake area because personally I don't think it's very walkable. For the most part, you have to drive to where all the amenities are, and when you get there, things are very close together. You do have to drive to there. There is, however, a lot of construction going on north of the freeway and south of the river that has the same look and feel as Kendall Yards does. I visited an open house there recently, and they are adamant that they are going for the same level of walkability, so we'll just have to wait and see what comes out there. That's it for this video. As you can see, for a generally pretty car-dependent area, there are definitely pockets that you can get around on foot pretty easily. Please like and subscribe, that really does help me out. And if you are interested in buying or selling in the Spokane area, please give me a call and I'd be honored to work with you. As I said, my name is Phil Wells and thank you for watching.